In percent of a number mental calculation, you're just asked to work out the percentage of an amount. One of the suggestions I'm going to give you is to always think about what 10% would be and then work from there. 10% is a great number to work with because it's easy to divide by 10. So in this case, you're going to work out 10% of 500. 10% is just divide that by 10. So that's just moving the decimal point one place to the left. Okay, so if it was 500, it's going to move across and it's going to become 50. Another way is thinking it, get rid of a zero, but it's not getting rid of a zero. You're moving the decimal point is what you want to try and remember you're doing when you divide by 10. And that's what 10% of something means. Divide it by 10. So 10% of 500 is 50. Okay, that one's easy. We're going to keep that 10% idea for lots of these questions. 10% of 5,000, move the decimal point, becomes 500. Another easy one. Now when it asks 50% of something, it's just half, isn't it? So 50% of 9,000 is just half of 9,000. So half of 9,000 is 4,500. So 50% is another easy one to do. You just cut the number in half for 50%. I'm just waiting for a trickier one. Here we go, 20%. Whenever you get anything that's not 10% or 50%, use the 10% rule, okay? First of all, work out what 10% would be. So that's just going to be dividing by 10, remember? So 10% of 3,000 would be, just divide by 10, would be 300 if it was 10%, because we're just dividing by 10, okay? And then once you've worked out 10%, you can just multiply by how many 10% you need to get to the question. This one asks for 20%, so that's going to be 10% and another 10%. So if 10% is 300, another 10% is 300, so 20% is 600. Okay, we're just working from that 10% basis. Let's do the same thing again. It wants 25%, which is actually just a quarter. So you could half and half again. So we know we're looking for 500. But let's just use that 10% way again as well. 10% is 200. So 20% is 400. And another 5% will be another 100 because 10% was 200. So another 5% will be another 100. So it'll be 500. And that just agrees with our idea of 25% being a quarter. Half it and half it again. One more. Here's another 20%er, or 10% would be 2. Remember, just move the decimal one place in. So 10% of 20 is 2, because we've divided it by 10. So 20% is going to be 2 2s, or 4. Okay, and that's the way to go about doing these percentage calculations. Work out 10% and then count up how many 10% you need to get to the amount asked in the question.